What's going on, travelers? What's going on, Vayators? Kamusta na kayong manglalakbay? Ang mga palalagaw da nga gakatul ang tiil nga maglagaw. Kamusta na kamo? It's Mike here again, and this video will talk about planning time and cost. I wanted to make this video as soon as possible since we got back from vacation, but it's been 3 weeks since, and I have not posted this video yet. And one thing for sure, vlogging is difficult. So I don't know how the vloggers does it, but it is really difficult. So if you guys could subscribe and hit the notification bell, this would really help grow the channel. So kung mag-subscribe mo sa akon, ako ganing mabulig sa akon nga channel kay para makahimo pagig ko sang iba nga mga video nga makabulig sa inyo datanan. So ito talaga yung makakatulong sa aking channel na lumago at sana makapagbigay ng informasyon sa mga travel tips na ginagawa namin para makatulong sa inyo na makasave ng pera, ng oras at sakit ng ulo. So with that enough said, first off, there are ways to get your vacation going. So first, you're gonna have to figure out if you are going to go with an agency, a travel agency, to get your tickets and get everything in order. We went with the other way. I went with the DIY because we are planning on visiting 4 islands in 21 days. In my experience, that getting your ticket 10 months ahead does not save you money, because I've tracked it from the time when I purchased the tickets. It was 10 months ahead, and that really didn't change much. I mean, there's probably like a fluctuation of about $30, but you're not saving a lot of money. So it's not like $100 per person or something like that. No, the price stays the same until about 3 to 4 months out from the time you are taking off, and then by that time the prices of the tickets basically starts to go up like $50 every week or so. Next time around, I would purchase our ticket within about 4 months. That way I will avoid cancellation. That's because that's what happened. I purchased a ticket way far ahead, and what happened was one of our ticket was changed like 3 times, and I ended up canceling that one completely, which they will not charge you, by the way. If they change your flight with you could actually cancel that and then get another flight that would work with your schedule, because what happened was they canceled the flight that's supposed to land in LA at 6:30, and our flight was scheduled from LAX to Manila at 10:50. So I didn't want to do that because that's a little too close for comfort for me. I know LAX is huge, and I wanted to have at least 4 hours of travel time from picking up a luggage to walking to the international terminal. So now, with that said, a lot could happen in 10 months. You could get sick, or you get injured or something like that, and you're just gonna have to mind your plane tickets and so on, that you would be able to cancel your vacation. So I did not, when I booked with our tickets, 50% of it were insured, and the other 50% are not insured. So it just depends on I guess the amount that is at stake, basically. If you are going to spend like $1,500, I think it's wise to get insurance. But I've had an insurance before. Insurance is really good at taking your money, but when it's time for you to file a claim, they give you all the runaround. So basically, one experience that we went to Europe, that we had insurance on our plane ticket, which it was canceled, and I disputed that plane ticket. They basically just give me a runaround and ended up not getting my money back. So just take that with a grain of salt. Talk about agency versus doing it yourself. So with agency, of course, you're going to be paying their services. I don't know how much it costs, but based on my research, if you are going to 1 or 2 islands, I think it won't be that bad. Maybe they will charge you $300 or $400 on top of your fare. But I'm not 100% sure on that because I've never done it before. Most of our travel, I basically plan it myself because I wanted to have a better control of the our connecting flights and in between flights and so on. And I will talk to you guys about that, why I chose it that way. Travel agency, basically, it's a lot less stress, that's for sure, because all you have to do is tell them where you're going, what time and what day, for how long, and when you're coming back, and they will do everything for you. So all you got to do is come up with the money, and that is that. This is best if you are going to only a few destinations. If money is not really a big issue, then definitely I would go with the travel agency, because it's a lot more convenient that way. Sometimes you can't really put a price on convenience. Like I said, just give it a try and let us know. As far as I know, the more you change your itinerary, I think the more it will charge you. So if money is not an option, then go ahead and go back and let me know. Comment down below and let me know if you have experience with travel agencies, which ones are the best, which ones are, you swear that they are, top-notch customer service. Please let us know. Let me know so everyone will know. So this video is going to be quite long, so I apologize for that, because I'm trying to be as detailed as much as possible to help somebody out there. If I can help one person out there save money and headache, that is a mission accomplished, in my opinion. So, okay, let's move on. DIY. So doing it yourself, it's actually easy if you do a step-by-step, okay? What I do is I have this little notepad, because I can put, day one on the first page, and then I will put down whatever we wanted to do or what needs to be done. And it's easy. I can get back to it and I can look at it. I think I'm just old school, that if I use my phone for some reason, I can't remember most of that stuff. So I'm old. So yeah, sorry. Of course, doing it yourself it would cost a lot less because you have more option. You could go on different websites, travel agencies and so on, and you could pick pretty much what airline companies you don't like. We all know we have bad experiences with some of the airline companies, and you swear you're never gonna fly with their plane again. So that is one major reason why you wanted to do all your itinerary yourself. It's quite flexible. You could change it whenever you want. One main thing why I do our itinerary is because there's certain layovers that I wanted a certain amount of time. We don't travel a lot, but when we do travel, I wanted to travel stress-free as much as I can. I don't like running in the airport trying to catch my next flight. And we've been, between the wife and I, we've been, traveling at least once a year. I think the most is like maybe 4 times in a year. Not all international, but we've been to airports and stuff like that, and we kind of learned our lesson a few times. And I don't want to be doing the hauling of the luggage and being stressed to get to the next flight because I'm about to miss it. So I don't want to do that anymore. I like to have at least 4 hours in between my connecting flights, especially LAX. LAX is huge. It will take forever for you to walk. Signs are not all that great. I'm technically challenged, and I will have a hard time looking for the signs and so on, and I always go on the wrong direction. So that's why I wanted at least 4 hours, or at least 3.5 hours. Okay, it is best for multiple destinations because it is a lot of work, but it's kind of rewarding at the same time because you have a better control of where you guys wanted to go and what you guys wanted to do. And you could always sneak in something that you wanted to do in between. But that is that. So let's talk about the travel websites that I used. Mainly I use Expedia, Booking.com, Priceline.com, Klook. Klook is the website mainly in Asia. They're pretty big in North Asia, in like Japan, Singapore, East Asia, and they're getting a pretty big foothold over there in the Philippines. So I've used Klook multiple times. They're kind of like Grab over there. Grab is kind of like Uber, right? But with Klook is more of a, it's more of like a travel agency. So it's more like Expedia. So you book your whatever transfer that you have to do. I use Klook to hire a minivan to transfer from airport to our hotel. So that's what I used it for. But you could use it for different, I guess, services as well. Also, I went I went directly to the airline company website, which is AirSwift. So this is one of the airline companies that is in operational over in the Philippines that I didn't know about. So with that, in order for us to save money, I always go with Expedia first, because Expedia pretty much have about 80% of the time they do have the best price. But sometimes I've noticed with Expedia is that sometimes they don't prioritize certain airlines, because if I go to Booking.com, they would have available flights with different airlines. So I don't know if they're affiliated with them or they get more perks with certain airlines. I'm pretty sure they do, because like between Expedia, Booking, and Priceline, even if I go to Kayak or something like that, they would always have a preferred airline company. So I don't know how that works, but that's how I save a few bucks. So don't be afraid to get on multiple travel websites and get the best price. If it gets you if it hits all your marks as far as your needs and wants, why not go with the cheaper price, right? So that's that. And again, please subscribe and like my video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's go to the planning portion of our trip to the Philippines. Like I said earlier, I use this notepad to write down our plans. Then you're gonna have to figure out how many days you have. After how many days you have, you're gonna have to figure out your destination. How many islands are you gonna be traveling to? And then from there, that's why I like this notepad, because on the first page I would be like, okay, Coron, right? And then how many days do I have? And then you would ask your group what you guys wanted to do. Are you guys going to be doing island hopping at this day and so on? And then you write down that little note. And then so you would figure out, okay, for this day it will take the whole day to do island hopping and all that. So it will be a lot clearer then, and you could always make corrections on the fly. Are you going to be taking a rest day, right? So when we arrive to Coron on the 11th of February, now we travel from here in Henderson, Nevada, on the 9th of February. Now we're losing one day because we're traveling ahead of time. By the time we got to Coron, it's already the 11th of February. And I convinced everyone that 11th and the 12th we're just gonna rest because of the jet lag, and I was right on that, because by the time we got home, we went to get something to eat, and then we basically crashed. And then the following day, we didn't do anything. We just out there in the hotel, enjoying the pool, enjoying the beautiful beautiful day, beautiful weather, for the rest of that day. And then we decided to go island hopping the following day. So also, you're gonna have to talk to your parties. If it's only you and the wife or the girlfriend or whatever, it will be a lot easier that way, because there's a lot of people in your party. You're gonna have to figure out, hey, are we doing a group thing, or are we doing the KKG, or in Filipino we call it kanya-kanyang gimmick. So you do your own, I guess your whatever you wanted to do for that day. But like I said, my group is a lot easier because they just basically follow my lead. Yeah, so I mentioned that having a big group could have some issues there. All right, so we decided to go to, well, first we plan to go on three islands, which is Coron first, and then Boracay, and then Panay. Then after about a couple of weeks of going back and forth, we decided that we are going to Coron, then El Nido, because it's just, well, not really close, but it's right there. You know what I mean? It's like one of those twofer thing. Like, if you go to Europe, if you go to Paris, you must go to London. Like, if you go to London, you must go to Paris, because it's just right there. You take a bullet train and it's right there, right? Instead of waiting for another 6 months and then coming back, traveling another 14 hours to get, back to that country and do it all over again. So might as well get it over with, get it done. And if you like it, come back. If you don't, hey, you already done it, right? You could finish the whole city, walk around, do pictures or whatever. You're done, and it will be another few years before you come back. So we decided to go to Coron, then to El Nido, Boracay, and then Iloilo, our final destination, because that's where our family is located, in Iloilo, which is in the island of Panay. Now from in Coron, so now you figure out how many destinations you wanted to do, right? Now you're gonna have to write down a little piece of paper, Coron, on this page, right? You wanted to do one, by the time we get there, like for example, ours, we got there on the 11th, on the 12th we rested, and then on the 13th we booked an island hopping tour. And then on the 14th, we rested. That would be a Valentine's Day. We just, enjoy the pool again, have a couple of beer, relax, and then we had a Valentine's dinner that night. And then on the 15th, we have a free day, so we didn't know what to do. But we actually decided to go to Marcella Beach. So that is gonna be on my video. That's why I encourage you to subscribe to my video and hit the notification bell, because I'm gonna be posting that as soon as I can, and you will be amazed how great it was and how we did it, and it will tell you how to save money on that as well, and of course give you a basic idea on how to get there. And then on the 16th we decided that we will go to El Nido. So when we travel, we don't count the travel day. So let's say the 16th is when we travel. We basically don't do anything on that day, even though, let's say, even if we get there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, we just decided, like, okay, let's go explore the town, walk around, find some good food, find a good bar or something like that to just relax and do something. But we don't really plan on anything that is significant on that day. But we do plan to do something the following day. Okay, so we got to El Nido on the 16th, but unfortunately, my sister-in-law and her husband got sick. So her husband, here's another pointer. If when you go to Coron or El Nido, be very careful about smoothies and stuff like that, because yes, they use a reverse osmosis water, or they will say that it is distilled water. Just be very careful, because all of us got sick. So, and I was very careful not to eat any soup, not to eat any smoothies, and I only ate fried food and basically dried food, and it still got me. Not as bad as they are though, because they were to the point where they just really can't go. So they got sick, and my wife and I are okay. Yes, my stomach is not as normal, or it's not as settled as here in the US, but I was okay. So we decided to go zip lining, and that was awesome. I highly recommend you guys do zip lining, because one is it's super cheap, and two is one of the longest zip line I've ever been. So most zip lines would be like 20 seconds and that's it. This one took about a minute. Not even exaggerating. I have the video. I'll post it right here. Check it out. 1, 2, and the following day, we went and decided that we're okay on the 17th towards that night. They were okay. They were up and walking around, and they decided that yes, we'll do island hopping on the 18th, and that's what we did. So I'm gonna post a couple of photos on our island hopping, a couple of clips, video, just a little snippet, just to give you guys a little bit of a preview on that, which is, let's just say one day is not enough. It's definitely not enough. So that's just me though. But if you only have a couple of days there, it gives you a reason to come back, right? So okay, so after that, on the 18th, on the 19th, we decided to go to Boracay. Again, we don't count travel days, which is on the 19th. In Boracay, we have two different hotels. We decided to stay in Fairways and Blue Waters on the north side of the island, and my sister-in-law and her husband stayed in Station 3, which is one of the hotels right in front of the beach. So they wanted to experience that. Honestly, Station 3 is kind of nice because it's not quite as busy, but you have the beachfront, and yes, okay, some of the hotels is not very grand, but you're right there. You know, you have the sunset, you have the beach. If you want to go swimming, you can just go outside and walk about 20 paces and you're right there in the water. So if you wanted to do that, I've been to Boracay so many times that wife and I decided to do something a little different. So that's why we stayed in Fairways and Blue Water, which is a golf course, but they rent out their rooms to guests, which we had a blast. I wish, you know, we could we could always come back and do it again, because it's, you know, the first time you go, it seems like you wanted to do a lot of things, but with so many days that you've been traveling and doing stuff, you get tired, and it seems like you just wanted to rest, relax, and do nothing. But anyway, like I said, more reason to come back, right? So Boracay, but in the afternoon we would, so they're doing their thing, and wife and I are doing our thing. Our sister-in-law and our nieces met us over there in Boracay again. We bought them some tickets and got them a room so that they could experience the hotel as well, in which the kids had a blast. Even my wife's uncle that never been to Boracay in his life, he's like 60 something, and he lives in an island close to Panay. Oh, well, yeah, well, he lives in Panay, but by vehicle it will take like 5 hours to get to Caticlan, which is the very north part of the Panay Island, and then the island Boracay is a Malay island that is only about 15 to 20 minutes boat ride. You get to Manila, you're gonna have to make a decision where you wanted to go. If you are going to just go to Coron, then you could get Philippine Airlines, but like I said earlier, there are two other airlines that services from Manila to Coron, which is Air Asia and Air Swift. It's kind of hard to get to their website. Also, I had trouble with Air Swift paying them via credit card. I don't know how I ended up paying them. I think I paid them with like PayPal or something like that, because I tried like 4 different credit cards. For some reason, their website does not take my credit card. So what I did is I called their company. So if you call their company, use Viber or WhatsApp. Their business telephone number is connected with Viber and WhatsApp. So you could browse with AirAsia, browse their fare, how much it would cost, Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines, and Air Swift. Those are the options. We used Philippine Airlines. I don't know, because at that time I didn't really thought that Cebu Pacific would be cheaper, but actually for the most part their plane tickets is a lot cheaper than with Philippine Airlines for some reason. Philippine Airlines, it cost us $120 with extra baggage fee that I purchased, because the international flight is completely different with their luggage allowance. So international flight, they will allow you 50 pounds to check in luggage, 50 pounds each. But once you get domestic flights, they will only allow 10 kilograms. So that is not enough. That's like 22 pounds. I was like, that's not gonna work. So even if you purchase the excess luggage, which is another 10 kilograms, that cost us, how much was it? Like, I think it was like $20 extra. That's still only about 45 pounds. So that is not enough, because we tried, I mean, for 21 days, we try to get as much clothes as we can, which I will be talking about how to save weight and save money on your luggage as well. Anyway, then from Coron to El Nido, we use Air Swift on that because it's a lot cheaper that way. For some reason, I tried to browse with Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airlines, and they don't have a flight that service from Coron to El Nido, because it's only like a 30-minute flight. Maybe they only I've noticed that with Philippine Airlines, they only service from like a big city hub like Manila, Cebu, or Davao, and towards El Nido and back. They don't really service like from Coron to El Nido. So from Coron to El Nido, that costs us about $65 each per person with extra luggage. And then from El Nido to Boracay, we used Air Swift again. That cost us $110 with the extra luggage fees. And then from Boracay to Iloilo, we decided to take a minivan, so we traveled by land. This way, it's a lot cheaper. I don't know if you guys are going to be doing that, but I will post the company website that I found on Facebook. But if you are going to browse around companies on Facebook that they will require you to put a deposit, just be a little, careful on that, because you don't know if they are legit companies. I know it's a shame, but sometimes there's some people that are scamming other people out there. So just be very careful on that. But with this company, I talked to the owner, and we agreed on the price. And she didn't even hesitated to say that we could pay with cash to the driver as soon as they delivered us to our destination. I even offered 50%, but they said it's okay. So I contacted this company like 7 or 8 months ahead. So I just they're very quick about responding back to my inquiries. So it looks like they trusted us to get us to where we're going, and then we paid them cash. With that, I believe we spent about $160 total, including tips to the driver. If we were to take a plane, they don't have a direct flight from Caticlan, because Caticlan is in the same island. If there were a direct flight, the plane would probably take 5 minutes, because it has to just go over the mountain and then it will land right there. But because we're traveling by land, the road is not like in the US where you have like a freeway. The total miles was like 75 miles, but that took us 5 hours. That includes a 30 or 45-minute break, because the road is a winding road, and it's always like just one or two-way street road, and it's not always straight. The road is paved all the way through, but it is not. It's not like in a freeway where your 75 miles would be like 45 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it's completely different over there. So, and it's also it took me a while to convince everybody, because if you are here in the States, or you don't really drive over there in the Philippines, it takes some getting used to. You literally be glued to your seats, because if you're not used to it, you will think that it's scary, but it's just takes some getting used to. So if we were to take a plane, it would take us from Caticlan to Cebu first, and then have a layover there for 2 to 3 hours. The one that I've seen was like a 6-hour layover. The same thing with Caticlan to Manila, and then we'll have another 3 or 4 hour layover, and then fly you back to Iloilo, which is Santa Barbara, Iloilo International Airport. So I didn't want to do that. Plus, there's there's gonna be 6 adults and 2 kids now. So even with the kids prices, I know when we purchased the ticket for the kids, um, they basically charge us with regular price, like adult price, because I think they are Zoe is already 10. So if you are 7 years old or younger, then they will charge you for the kids rate. But yes, anyway, it would have probably cost us about, what was it, I can't remember exactly, but I think about $90 per person. So that would have cost us a lot of money. So we decided to take the minivan, and we just told the driver, like, hey, just take it easy. So he did, you know, he did for like the first 10 minutes. Then after that, kind of like everybody's tired, and they didn't really pay much attention to his driving. So let's talk about the transfers, because I'm writing all my notes to make sure that I covered everything. Now we're gonna talk about the transfers. The transfers basically is once you get to the airport, it's just basically on every step so that you don't miss anything. Once you get to the airport, you're gonna need a ride to get to your hotel, right? So this is not like in the States where you can just go to Uber or something like that, or get a taxi cab and they will take you to your hotel. I'm not saying that this is the case all the time, but there's always people out there that they're trying to take advantage of the tourists. We are from there and we speak the native language, and they would still try to hustle us because we don't know. I'm not saying that that's always the case, but just giving you a heads up. Sometimes it does happen, and a lot of people doesn't want to say it on YouTube or whatever because of fear of retaliation. But I'm telling you now, it happened to us. So, but that is going to be covered on later videos. So from Manila, if you decide to go to Coron first, like we did, by the time you get to Francisco B. Reyes Airport, you could go to Klook and set up a pickup, which is a minivan pickup. Now, if you are going to be with a shared minivan, that would cost you $6 per person. But there's going to be a whole bunch of stops, and you're going to be it's going to be a little tight in the minivan because they're trying to put as much people in there as they can. But there's 4 of us with how many big luggages? Like 4 huge luggages, and then 4 small luggages, and 4 backpacks, and a whole bunch of other small bags as well. We decided that that would just get a private minivan, so that costs us $30 for that minivan, which is, in my opinion, is actually a great deal. Nobody else with us, everyone's comfortable, all our bags, which is it fits in the back, everyone's comfortable. So then if you are going to decide to take off from Manila to El Nido via Puerto Princesa, that is going to be a 5-hour drive. If you wanted to get a private minivan, that will cost you $140. Now, let's say there's about 6 of you guys in a party. I think that won't be too bad, because I really don't know how if it's better that way. If you guys wanted to see Puerto Princesa and walk around the town and see what they have to offer, you could. They have a few nice beaches there as well. You could do that, definitely. But we decided to go straight to Coron. So, but anyway, just letting you know, I searched that, and that's how the prices cost. So if it's shared, it will cost you about between $12 to $13. Once you get to the airport, you tell some one of the staff over there that you are taking the minivan to El Nido, and they will point you out to the area where they have the minivans pick up people for transfer. Now, be advised that there's going to be a long winding roads on this one. Like I said, uh, it's not that far, but because they can only travel so fast, and the roads are winding all the time, and they have to stop and go because of very slow moving vehicles on the road. That if you get seasick pretty easily, that would be an issue. And also, it could get crowded in the minivan. Yes, the minivan is air conditioned, but like I said, if you get seasick easily, then that could pose a problem. If you decide to take the ferry from Manila to Coron, that would cost you. It depends on the season, and it depends on the availability, the space, but it starts at $30 each. If you have the time and if you wanted to save a little bit of money, I think that's not a bad option. And if you already travel via plane and this is your like third or fourth one, why not experience it and take the boat? I would. But that is 15 hours from Manila to Coron. So just heads up. Then with us, we decided to well, if you decided to go from like with ours, we went to Coron and then to El Nido. So if you decide to go El Nido to Coron via minivan to El Nido, and then now you wanted to go to Coron, you could take the plane. That would take like 30 minutes. When we took the plane from Coron to El Nido, that cost us $65 with extra luggage. But if you wanted to take the ferry, I think it's $53. So when I searched that, for kids, it would be like $25 if they are 7 years old, between 7 years old and 3. Infants are free. I mean, for adults, 53, and then if you take the plane, it's only $10 difference. I just want to take the plane because yeah, it will take. I think how with the ferry, I think it's 5 hours to get to the other island. So yeah. So I haven't checked AirAsia, Cebu Pacific, and PAL at that time because they don't have any available flights. I think they only service certain islands and certain city hubs. So yeah, that did not work. So when we got to from Coron to El Nido, I went to Klook and search for service from the airport to our hotel, but it's not available. I didn't want to take a chance to get to the airport and start haggling prices and whatnot because I don't know how it works. But when you get to El Nido, they actually have a stall for you to get a hold of somebody and get yourself a minivan, shared or private. So the price is about the same. There's one other option for you to take, which is a trike. A tricycle is just basically a motorcycle with a sidecar on the side, but I do not recommend that because it takes forever and it's loud. If it's summertime, it could get really hot. I don't know if you guys wanted to experience that, that's fine, but I do not recommend that. So we contacted our hotel and I asked the lady if they can provide a service that would pick us up from the airport to the hotel, and they do have one, and the rent is the same. It's $1,800 pesos, which is $30. So pretty much the rate in Coron and El Nido is about the same, and the travel time on that is about 20 minutes. Travel time from Coron to our hotel, which is Tag Hotel, not quite downtown, Coron, but that cost us about the same, and that one took about 25 minutes. It's a little bit longer, but it costs about the same. To us, I just don't want to go through the hassle of looking for a ride, or if they even have a ride, and talking to people, because um, I don't want to haggling prices, and you don't know the baseline. You know what I mean? Like, how can you haggle the price if you don't know how much it will cost you? The trike in Coron, the tricycle that will get you to to their town, to stores and stuff like that, that would cost you 150 pesos, which is $3 to get you there. To come back is the same thing, which is $3. If you are going to hire the trike like we did, to go to the beach, it would cost you 1,500 pesos, or about $25, $28. That's basically all day. If you guys decided to stay at the beach all day, then you could do that. But that is the extent of my notes so far. Oh, when you get to Boracay, they have the e-cart. So the e-cart is 150, which is the same thing, $100. So the e-cart will take you from Station 3 or the jetty port all the way to Station 1, all the way to the north side of the island, or Station 2, which is in the middle of the whole thing, and then or Station 3. It's always going to be 150 if it's for the whole e-cart, so they don't stop for other people. So it's basically private. But if you tell them that you are not hiring the whole e-cart, that would save you a little bit of money. And I believe for tourist price is going to be 50. I know locals is like 25, so which is 50 cents. But if you are a tourist, they will know you're a tourist and they will charge you 50. But there's always at least 4 of us every time, so it's better to just hire the whole thing, and they don't stop for nobody, and they will take you to wherever you wanted to go. That's that. I covered Coron, the tricycle there, and there's one guy there, he knows who he is, that hustled us, because at the very first day, we don't know how much it cost. My sister-in-law's husband gave him a certain amount, way more than what they supposed to, and he just grabbed it and did not even say anything about the rate. Though there was 2 truck drivers that we experienced that we were supposed to give him a lot more than I expected, and he told us a third of what I thought it was. So then I just gave him a lot more. So that's, I'm good to people that doesn't take advantage of me. So yeah, that was one. And then there was another truck driver that took us to the beach, to Nakpan Beach, which is oh my God, I'm forgetting his name now. His name is Israel, Kuya Israel. So Kuya is basically older brother or big brother, or nowadays it's commonly used for kind of like saying, hey, you're my relative or you're my good friend. So Kuya Israel is very honest. Every time I asked him something, he was very honest about the pricing and everything. So I would recommend him, and the Rosano's Pension house staff knows him. I think he works for that hotel as well as like a private contractor to drive for the minivan, because he was our driver as well, that dropped us off at the airport. And we noticed that when he drops us, like, it's the same driver that took us to Nakpan Beach. So yeah, so that's how I found out. So like I said, there's gonna be somebody taking advantage of you, and then there's others that are quite nice. For the most part, the people there are actually honest, and like I said, it's just there's a few that will take advantage of the tourists. Shame on you guys. But anyway, that is the extent of my notes. Let me see if I, so the transfers, I already talked about that. And I'm gonna add a little, I know it's been an hour now. The video is an hour long now, but I'm trying to put out as much as information as I can. Uh, I think the transfers, I cover most of the prices, but if I miss some information and you wanted to know more, just drop me a comment below. And I'm pretty much on my YouTube daily, so I can get back to your question as soon as possible. Okay, so I got home and I reviewed the video and I found out that I don't think I covered Boracay transfer. So like I said, I got done with the El Nido transfer. Now the Boracay transfer. So once you get to the airport, if you book with Klook ahead of time, you could go to the Katiklan to Boracay transfer, and you will see Bamboo Travel and Tours. So I picked them because there's only like 2 available, so I picked that. Um, Again, it cost us $53 per person. It's round trip, and it will pick you up from the airport to the jetty port, to the speedboat to Boracay, and then once you get to the jetty port in Boracay, you have an option of taking an e-cart, or you could ride the Bamboo Travel and Tours minivan, which is air conditioned. If you are staying on the station 1, then definitely it's worth taking that minivan. But if you're staying in station 3 or station 2, might as well just get the e-cart, because there's some back alleyways that some of the minivans can't have access to, but the e-carts can, because they're smaller and they could go to those. They're allowed to go to the one of the some of the back streets that is not wide enough for a regular minivan. So that covers everything. And then now, before I end this video, I decided to add more information, which is common questions when we went on vacation. These are the questions that that I ask ourselves. So one is, do we need a visa? Obviously, we are a Filipino. We were born in the Philippines and we're naturalized, so obviously we don't need a visa. But for those people that are traveling to the Philippines, and if you're wondering if you need a visa, here's the list of the ASEAN countries that, that doesn't require a visa, but you are able to stay in the Philippines for 30 days. But you will be able to extend that if you decided to stay a little bit longer. So where do you apply for that? You can go to the Philippine Embassy. I believe, based on Google, it will cost you about $30 for the application. So now another question is, because I was taking my drone with me to the Philippines, my question is, the drones, is it allowed over there? Yes, you don't need to have a license to fly a drone if your drone is less than 5 kilograms. So unless otherwise you're flying one of those big drones, then definitely you will need a license with the FAA and the Philippine. I'm sorry, I'm gonna post it. I can't remember the acronym, but I will post it. Um, but if you're taking some certain airlines, they wouldn't allow you to carry drone. I've heard that Qatar Airways would not allow you to carry drone with you. Also, if you are traveling and your connecting flight is in a country that bans drones, that may cause it may cause some issues. Trying to go back in the airport, or trying to go and go to your connecting flight. So just a heads up, you may want to make sure that the your plane is flying directly to Manila, which is a plus. I know I haven't mentioned it, but all our flights except for from Henderson to LAX is all direct flight. I avoid doing layovers because that would cause for concerns as far as delays and so on. All right, so I covered the drone. If you have batteries, it shows that um, we flew with Spirit Airlines, Delta Airlines, Philippine Airlines, Air Swift, and Cebu Pacific, and most of these airline companies that we used, they really don't care about drones. I put my drone in a plastic bag where I can access it easily for them to check. They, they don't even care. I mean, it's never once that they hesitated and said or asked me, is that a drone or is that a battery? I do have three. I have a Mini 3 Pro drone that has three. It's called an extended battery, so it's a plus. It's a Mini 3 Pro battery plus, so it's a bigger battery that if you put in the drone, it would weigh more than 250 grams. But that is not an issue. You can bring, like I said, if you have a 1 kilogram drone to take to the Philippines, they don't care. You can definitely use that over there. I do have extra battery, so I have a regular the 200 that would comply with 250 gram battery and three extended ones, and they did not care. Also, I do have battery packs that we charge our phones, and also I have two. So when I went, I have 5 old phones that I took with me. 2 that came with a case, a battery pack case that attaches onto the case itself. They don't really care. And we do have a battery. My wife have a battery pack. I do have a battery pack. Those 5 phones in each of our phones. So total, if we combine all our phones, we have 7 phones total, and they didn't care. I thought they would, it would cause for concerns. Now, if you have like 30 or 50 of the same phones and it's all brand new and it's boxed, they will probably question you because they're probably thinking that you're gonna sell it over there or something like that. But if you do, the limit is 100 watt hours. So if you have a Mini Pro, the 249 gram battery that would comply with that, which is a lighter one, is 18.1 watt hour for one battery. For the extended one, is 28.4 watt hour. So I was let's say it's 30 watt hours for each. So for 3, that's 90, and another 20. I'm already at 110. So I'm over the 100 watt hour limit, but like I said, they didn't care. And if you have 2 people, you can give the other battery to your friend or your wife or your girlfriend, whatever. I mean, it's 100 watt hour limit for each. So even their wording doesn't even say that. So it's just, I guess it's there if there's a if you're carrying like 4 or 5 big batteries, then they will probably raise a question. But if you have just a small one, I don't think they care. I know they didn't. So Spirit Airlines, I will also cover the carry-on and weight as well, because that was my main concern, is like how much luggage I am able to carry. So first off, we took Spirit Airlines from Henderson to LA. Carry-on, there's certain tickets that if you get the cheapest one they have, they will only allow you 1 bag, and that's it, because that ticket is like $40. But if you have extra bag, even a small bag, they will charge you for that. Their drone policy is 100 watt hour for the battery. It does not state it's for total, so you could have one and have another extra one and you'll be fine. But like I said, it doesn't state that on their policy. I think they're assuming that it's the battery for the camera, like a video camera or digital camera, but it does not state that. It just says that you have a maximum limit of 100 watt hours. So yeah. Um, so I already covered all that. So Delta is the same thing. But they also have a caveat right on the bottom that says if you're carrying lithium batteries, the maximum is 20. So I don't know what that means. So maybe you have 20 of 5 watt hours or something like that, and then that would be a total of 100 watt hours. So Delta, their carry-on is the same thing. Oh yeah, you have to carry your drone with you. You're not allowed to check it in, and it's not wise to put it in your check-in luggage anyway, because they could have access to your drone, and then next thing you know, your drone is no longer there when you get to your destination. So Delta, the same with Spirit Airlines, the same policy. Philippine Airlines, the same thing. But with Philippine Airlines, their maximum is 160 watt hours, and they said that you can carry an additional battery that is a maximum of 160 watt hours. So it did not state if it's for a drone. It only shows a camera, and I will post the screenshot of their policy as well. But honestly, they didn't even care. They're more concerned about the water than anything else. If you have a low bottle of water and it's only like maybe a quarter, they will make you toss that out. They're more concerned about the water than anything else. Air Swift, same as Philippine Airlines, about 101 to 160 watt hours. And like I said, they did not care either. So they're more worried about the water. And also I covered the phones. I have 5 phones. I have 5 old phones. I had iPhone 6, iPhone 6s, a couple of I have 2 iPhone 6s Plus, an iPhone XS Max, and then my wife's and myself, which is we do have an iPhone as well. And like I said, they did not care. It's an old phone. I know it was kind of heavy, so if you wanted to save some money on the luggage, just in case you go over, you may want to put it in your carry-on or put it in your pocket. Once you get to LAX, once you're checking in, and with Philippine Airlines, they will ask you to go to eTravel.gov.ph. This is a free website for you to sign in, and then they will ask you a customs questionnaire, and you're gonna have to use a separate email, because we tried using my email with my wife, and for some reason it's causing some problems because you already used that for one person, so the computer is not allowing you to use it again. So you're gonna have to have one email per person. So if you don't have an email, just create one with Gmail just for you to have access to it, and then you can delete it later, or you can just forget about it. I already covered, didn't care about the phones. Baggage with Spirit Airlines, it's 40 pounds. For certain tickets, it's 40 pounds. Oh, wait a minute. It's 40 pounds for a regular ticket. And then if you get an extended one, there's a package they have that if you pay extra, I think I paid like $20 extra, that would allow you to carry your check-in luggage that could weigh up to 50 pounds. If you purchase the regular ticket and you didn't purchase the additional luggage fees, then from 41 to 50 pounds, they will charge you $79 for it. Then if it's over 51 pounds to 100 pounds, they will charge you $100 for it. So just pay the extra for 50 pounds and get it over with. They did not weigh our carry-on. It's supposed to say 15 pounds for the carry-on, but just be aware of that your carry-on is not excessively heavy. So maybe you could have like 20, like my carry-on's 20 pounds. Philippine Airlines, they are very strict. My sister-in-law and her husband was flying from Vancouver to Manila, and with that, they actually very strict in regards to it. So their check-in luggage is 50 pounds. Their carry-on must be 15 pounds, and if you have one of those little personal bag, they will weigh it as well. And theirs is a maximum of 3 pounds. If you go over that, you're gonna have to either relocate some of those weight and put it in the same bag, or on the check bag. So still, I don't get it, right? I mean, it's going on the same plane. So if 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 your check-in luggage is only 40 pounds, and let's say your carry-on is 25, why don't you just add them all up, because it's going the same plane anyway. Like I said, it's not like your carry-on is 100 pounds that it will break the latch on the overhead cabin. So I don't know. I don't get it. But whatever. I think it's their way. Like I said, it's their way to have people pay for the extra luggage, because I mean, if one person is paying $20 or even $40 per person, I mean, you multiply that 1,000 times, that adds up real quick, right? So so they're very strict, but my wife and I, we flew via LAX, and the lady did not even care about our carry-on. But oh, wait a minute, yes, she did. She actually so my my wife's check-in luggage is only 42 pounds. Mine is about 43. We're allowed 50 pounds. So I put my carry-on on the little scale, and she was like, well, it's a little too much because it's like 22, 21 pounds. And she wants me to move some of that stuff to my check-in luggage. And we purchased business class, and I believe business class says that we are allowed to carry 77 pounds for check luggage, 277 pounds, and then what is it? And 20, what is it? Oh, hold on. But yeah, 277 pounds and 15 pounds for the your carry-on. But still, I really don't get it that you have to move some of that stuff. I mean, it's not like it's excessively heavy. It's only 5 pounds. But to be safe, just stay with a 50-pound limit. Get 2 check luggage if you need to, but I don't want to do 77 pounds. Sometimes the website says one thing, and then once you get there, it's completely different. I'm gonna get onto that, because their website says that if you have business class over there, domestic flights in the Philippines, that you're allowed to carry up to, what was it? Up to 50 pounds. No, that is not true, because all of their flights that I checked, if you're going to Coron or one of the little islands, their free luggage is actually only 10 kilograms, and you have to purchase the other 10 kilogram so that you're not paying 350 pesos or $7 per kilogram because of your excess luggage. So you're gonna have to watch out for that. They do have it says on their website that they do have domestic business, but I haven't seen it. I've checked from Manila to Iloilo, Cebu, and other sites. I don't know where those planes are, but the last time I talked to somebody, one of their staff, that they got rid of all their big planes and they're using all the smaller planes now. So just pay extra ahead of time. You can call them on their toll-free number, and then tell them that you wanted to add the luggage, because I'm having a hard time trying to pay that online. So it's easier to just talk to somebody via phone. And Air Swift, if you purchase a ticket, it's 10 kilograms free. So that's about 20 pounds. And if you have a luggage, that's why we, before we took off, I was very firm about having our luggage to 45 pounds. So it's between 40 to 45. So if we go over, it's not so much that I expect to pay about $10 to $20 if we do have to pay. But oftentimes they would just say, okay, just because it's just a little bit, that they are okay with that. And they did not charge us except for one occasion in Coron. That was the only time. So you have to purchase that so that you will be allowed to carry 40. You have to purchase your that 10 kilogram excess luggage fee so that it will allow you to carry 40 pounds. And if you wanted to make a seat selection, that will be an additional $5. 200 pesos for Air Swift is 200 pesos per kilogram. And it's, of course, it's subject to change. By the time that, I don't know, you've probably seen my video, they probably changed that already. I don't know. So I already talked about pre-purchasing your luggage, excess luggage. And then if you weigh your bags and you're over about 10 pounds, you could move some of that weight and take some of your heaviest, items and put it in your pockets. I know it's ghetto as hell, but put some of that stuff in your pockets, or get yourself a little snack bags, and you can put all that stuff. Like I put 5 of the phones in this little bag, which is an express bag with my drone and the drone battery and some of the accessories, because it's quite heavy. That saved me about 15 pounds right there. Yeah. And then Cebu Pacific is basically the same thing as Philippine Airlines and Air Swift. Their luggage is free. The first 10 kilograms is free, and you have to purchase the other 10 kilograms. So that is that. I covered everything, and it's an hour and a half long video, and I appreciate your patience. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And again, if you do subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Madamo yung salamat kung nag-subscribe mo sa akon, kung nag-lantaw sa akong video hasta sa katapusan. Maraming salamat po, at pag nag-subscribe kayo, talagang malaking tulong yan sa akin. Salamat po. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Peace.